Visit to the Blessed Sacrament from the writings of St. Peter, Julian, Eymard. The Real Presence continued. He who believes knows where he is going when he goes to church. He is going to our Lord Jesus Christ. On entering the church, he says to all his occupations, like St. Bernard, "Stay here at the door. I feel the need of seeking comfort and strength from God." Act in the same manner. You know how much time you are to spend in church. Forget everything else. If you come to pray, you do not come to transact business. And if you are pestered with distractions and worries, turn them all out of doors without getting troubled over them. Persevere in prayer and make acts of reparation and of respect. Take a better posture and let our Lord see that you detest your distractions. By your respectful attitude, if not by the attention of your mind, you are still proclaiming His divinity, His presence. Were you to do only that, you would be doing a great deal. Watch a saint enter a church. He goes in without concerning himself with those who are already there. He concentrates on our Lord and forgets everything else. In the presence of the Pope, we hardly give a thought to cardinals or bishops. And in heaven, the saints do not idle away their time honoring one another. To God alone they give all honor and glory. Let us imitate them. Our Lord is the only one in church. Remain quiet for a moment after you have come into church. Silence is the greatest mark of respect, and the first disposition for prayer is respect. Most of our dryness and lack of devotion in prayer is due to our lack of respect for our Lord on entering the church, to our disrespectful posture. Let us therefore take the firm resolution to foster in ourselves this instinctive respect. We do not have to appeal to reason for that. Must our Lord prove His presence to us every time we enter the church? Must He always send us an angel to tell us that He is there? It certainly would be most unfortunate if He did, but alas, quite necessary. Spiritual Communion. My Jesus, I believe that you are really present in the Blessed Sacrament above all things, and I long to receive you into my soul. Since I cannot now receive you sacramentally, come at least spiritually into my heart. I embrace you as one who has already come and unite myself entirely to you. Never permit me to be separated from you. Visit to the Blessed Virgin Mary. From A Month with Mary, Daily Meditations for a Profound Reform of Heart in the School of Mary, by Dolindo Ruotolo. The 30th day, the presence of God. Mary speaks. Wherever you turn, God sees you. Whether you ascend into the heavens, whether you sink into the abyss, God always sees you. He sees you, but His glance is infinite love because He is present to sustain your life, to help you, to fill you with graces of which you yourself are not even aware. God sees you even more. In Him you are and you move. This is a great mercy. You ought to exult in the thought of being always in the presence of your God, and in the meantime you forget it completely. You not only forget Him, but you live as if God did not exist, even under His glance. With the strength which He gives you, with the freedom which He grants you, you offend Him and you insult Him. What an outrage and what black ingratitude! God sees you, and you ought to remember this in order to love Him and to refer to His glory all that He grants you. You are His creature, His temple. You are like a living altar, and with what delicate reverence you ought to care for your spiritual cleanliness, the internal order of your soul, the blazing torch of your love which burns in the presence of God. God sees you, and what an ugly sight you present Him of yourself. Oh, if you could see yourself as He sees you, you are like a house blackened with smoke, all full of soot, all full of debris and dirt, and yet you know that God dwells in your heart. Yet get your house in order. Live with the Eucharistic Jesus. Live from him so that the glance of God is detained with delight on his divine Son. You complain all too often that you are alone in the world and aspire to heaven, and yet you are not alone. God is around you and within you and living with you. Love him then with all your soul, with all your heart, with all your strength. Walk in his presence and be perfect. Live before him with the trust of a son, with the simplicity of a small child. I adore you, my God, here present, and I thank you that you look upon me with so much love. The little work for today: resolutely eliminate from your soul, from your books, from your effects, all that could offend the gaze of God.